أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم من همزه ونفخه ونفثه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. إنه من يهديه الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله الغر الميامين وعلى صحابته المدلسين بالدستور وعلى من استنى سنتهم وانتهج بمنهجهم ولف بنفسهم إلى يرث الله الأرض ومن عليها وإن الله عاقبة الأمور. All praise is indeed reserved for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wholeheartedly. He is our maker, the cherisher. Unto him shall be our return at the appointed time. We ask him to continue to shower his blessings upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, members of his household, companions, and the generality of Muslims in the day of recompense. Ameen. Respected elders, brothers and sisters alike, today inshallah Kareem, the topic of our sermon, Allahu Akbar Kabira. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Allahu Akbar Kabira. It's a sharp reminder to you and me and every single one of the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. At-ta'ammul fi alamati sa'ati sughra. At-ta'ammul fi alamati sa'ati sughra, reflecting on the minor signs of end time. Allahu Akbar Kabira. Whether you like it or not, whatsoever that will happen, everything is well spelled out in the Quran and also prophesied by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the scary things that Prophet made mention is about Yawm al-Qiyamah. And this Yawm al-Qiyamah, la ta'atikum illa bagta. It will not occur except all of a sudden. Allahu Akbar. There is no any date which you and I kept somewhere. No. It is kept by Allah, with Allah, for Allah. Allahu Akbar Kabira. No single human being, including Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, knows the exact day. The only thing Prophet told you and I is that la taqumu as-sa'a illa fil Jum'ah. That day will be on the day of Friday. Allahu Akbar Kabira. But what you and I need to understand is that it calls for a sober reflection. You and I need to reflect upon those things mentioned by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that once you start seeing them, get your load, undust your luggage, then get closer, more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because in between and Yawm al-Qiyamah, it is something that one cannot say, but very clear and very clear. Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّهُمْ يَرَوْنَهُ بَعِيدًا وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. The Ummah, every member of the mankind, looks at this Yawm al-Qiyamah ba'ida, that no, it will come, it shall come, but maybe after 500 more years, after 1,000 more years. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says they look at it as something very far from them. وَنَرَاهُ قَرِيبًا. But we, Allah, we see it by the corner. Allahu Akbar Kabir. What you see by the corner, now look at the analogy given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One of the most scary things that struck the Sahaba when Prophet said, his own death will signal to the commencement of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Now Prophet had gone back to Allah. We are counting 1,446 years now. That means it could be tomorrow, it could be next Jumu'ah, it could be another time. What is most important to you and I, we draw that from hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and verse of Quran. Al-Arabi, the building came to Prophet sallallahu. I says, Ya Rasulallah, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mata sa'a, when is Yawm al-Qiyamah? What's the date of Yawm al-Qiyamah? Prophet sallallahu did not say anything. He says, Mada a'tatta laha. What have you prepared for that day? It is one thing to know the signs. It is another thing for you and I to prepare. Because Allah had given us an expo. La ta'atikum illa bagta. That day will not happen. It will occur all of a sudden. And in Surah Al-Hajj, Allah made mention of it. Many verses of the Quran, يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتدع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب ربك شديد. الله أكبر كبيرا. Allah says people will be doing things normally, but that day nobody will have any hint of any occurrence. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant all of us safety. Then Allah says in Surah An-Nazi'at, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا. They shall come and ask you, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about the last hour, when it's the appointed day. Allahu Akbar. فِيمَا أَنْتَ مِنْ ذِكِرَاهَا. What will you mention to them about this Yawm al-Qiyamah? They will be asking you. Perpetually, people will come. A lot of people will be disturbing about Yawm al-Qiyamah. Just like you and I, especially a very misled member of the Ummah Prophet. What do you mean by misled? Some people know they are upon evils, but they think now, next year, by 2 years after, I will now go to Saudi, and now do lesser hajj, I will now do tawbah. Who tells you and I that you can even see tomorrow? Only Allah knows. إن الله عنده علم الساعة وينزل الغيث ويعلم ما في الأرحام وما تدري نفس ماذا تكسب غدا ولا تقولن لشيء إني فاعل ذلك غدا إلا أن يشاء الله. Nobody has any monopoly of his own life, but people are misled by shaitan that you know you are drinking alcohol. Stop now. Tomorrow might be too late. You know you patronize soothsayers. A good number of the Ummah Prophet Sallam, they are immersed in evil and they know, but some are giving themselves, some are misled by some malams that no, you have to make the money first, enjoy your life first, then after like 10 years you can now go to Saudi. They have even told him that after like 10 years, the person saying that does not know whether he will even see Maghrib today. Inna Allah indahu ilmu sa'a. They will ask you, Ya Rasulullah, Fima anta min dhikiraha. What do you know about that? They tell us. Ila rabbika muntahaha. Tell them that if you don't know anything, the limit whatsoever the knowledge about Yawm al-Qiyamah, ila rabbika, it ends with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar kabira. Innama anta mundir man yakhshaha. The only thing we send you as a messenger, as a warner, to warn them against that event, not the day itself, but the circumstances before the day, then what comes after. So that they don't need to know about the day, but they should get closer to Allah and run away from those things that will make them to be in the state of mess when the day eventually comes. For somebody who is a drug addict, alcohol addict, zina addict, this addict, you know yourself that this thing is evil. As what Allah made mention. Exam, what is the definition of sin? The definition of sin is something that you do. You don't want anybody to see you doing that. If you are doing nafila, you will not run away that people should not see you. If you are giving sadaqah, you want people to see you. If you are performing hajj, in fact, even for people to know that you actually have performed hajj, you have golden teeth up and down. You do things for people to see when it is good. But if you want to perpetrate any act of evil, Shaitan will tell you, lock the gate. Tell the gate man, nobody should come in. Including Hajjia, tell them, nobody should come in. You lock the gate, you lock the first door, you enter another inner door. Going to process of this are not required of you if you want to do Qiyamul Layl. You don't need to lock your door, inner door and inner door because of the Qiyamul Layl. Because when you want to take sahur, you don't need all this. But anything Shaitan is telling you, do this so that people will not see you, you yourself will know it's sinful. Now, if it is sinful and you know, run away from today because tomorrow may be too late. Allah says, Prophet Sallallahu will only send to Mundir Man Yakhsha, to warn those who have the fear of that day. Allah says, كَأَنَّهُمْ يَوْمَ يَرَوْنَهَا لَمْ يَلْبَثُوا إِلَّا عَشِيَّةً أَوْ ضُحَاهَا. That Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day they shall see it, كَأَنَّهُمْ, people will feel as if, لَمْ يَلْبَثُوا, they have not spent even 1 hour. They have not even spent 1 year. They have not even spent 30 years, whatever years they spent on earth. Illa ashiyatan aw duhaha, except they feel they have only spent half of a day in dunya. Allahu Akbar. As if they have just spent half of a day.
But if we ask ourselves now, as we said, it is near. No would have wished that it should be next week. Everybody will say no, except those who have lost hope in dunya. And some were saying that, wallahi, let Qiyamah even start now. We know our faith. All this, and that. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Majority will say, no, I'm still young. Let me become old. I have my children, my grandchildren. I want to see my great-grandchildren so that they can call their own great-grandfather. Allahu Akbar. But yes, great-grandchildren with great-grandfather one day. Kullu man alayha fan. The great-grandparents will go, the great-great-great-great-grandchildren will go. But what happens in between? Prophet Sallallahu said, beware. In the hadith of Imam Muslim, there are hadiths, multiple hadiths that talk about the signs of hell. Now we are looking at those that Prophet Sallallahu made mention under the category of minor. And you see yourself and look at it within our life today. Which ones have come? Which ones have not come? Allahu Akbar kabir. Prophet Sallallahu says, La taqumu as-sa'a hatta taru 'ashara ashya. This world will not come to an end until you see 10 things. In one hadith, he made mention of it. In another hadith, he mentioned all. Then we extract from one. Prophet Sallallahu made mention that this world will not come to an end until you see that the beneficial knowledge is taken away, and then Allahu Akbar kabira, intisharu jahal, ignorance prevails. This Prophet Sallallahu made mention in another hadith that it will get to a stage that knowledge will be depreciating, while ignorance will be the order of the day among my ummah, up until Allah will do that by taking most knowledgeable people from the ummah. A lot of scholars who have died till today, we have not had replacement for them. Who is standing in place of Sheikh Ibn Baz till today? Who is standing in place of Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah till today? Let's come to Nigeria. In one corner, let's look at people who have gone. You will still give credence up to today to Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi, coming from the Sokoto Caliphate. Allahu Akbar. You mentioned Sheikh Uthman bin Fodi, and all the tajdeed they did based on their ability to reform Islam, today is still depreciating. Now, Prophet Sallallahu says you shall get to a state, two most knowledgeable persons, ulama, two most prominent scholars among my ummah, they will have a dispute over a law of inheritance. This one will say this, another one will say this, counter saying. At the end of the day, two of them, none of them is right. And they are the most knowledgeable people of my ummah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We are getting there. Now, trickle down to the extent that people will value any knowledge about dunya, but the one of Islam, they don't give any down. We are there already. Somebody is counting his years and is celebrating birthday. These are what is in his account, the achievements in dunya, but he cannot recite Surah Al-Fatiha with a tajweed. He doesn't give it down. The knowledge will be taken off. Prophet Sallallahu says in another hadith, Lam yabqa fil Quran illa rasmuhu. Nothing will be left in the Quran except the writings there. Allahu Akbar kabir. Meaning, people will read Quran, ufas will be uncountable. The number of ufas today, we cannot equate the number of today of memorizers of the Quran with the number of the memorizers of the Quran during the time of Sheikh Uthman bin Fodi. But the taqwa Allah of that time, we cannot equate it with our own run away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today. Some Muslims don't give any damn. Somebody is an old person. He wants to be a great grandfather just to celebrate with his children, but he doesn't know how to call adhan. Some they only hide under the pretense of praying in congregation. Once they pray on their own, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Angel does not know where to position their salat. Knowledge will be depreciating. People will scamper for dunya without giving any damn to anything about Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala correct our affairs. A way out of this is that knowledge, you need to know, I need to know, we need to make our children to know. There are certain things, knowledge we call in the Quran, in Sunnah, we have fardu ain, we have fardu kifaya. There are some knowledge that once a certain people go for it, it is not binding on everyone. But there are certain ones that you and I need on individual capacity. How to perform ablution, you don't need anybody to study that on your behalf. How to pray, you must pray. That is what Prophet said, Talabul ilm faridatun ala kulli Muslim. Every single member of my ummah must learn. You know Quran, you know Tawheed, you know Hadith. That will help you to get closer to Allah. May Allah make it easier for all of us. Number 2 signs mentioned by Prophet Sallallahu Intishar al-fahsha. Intishar al-fahsha. At that time, when the world is coming to an end, it's just by the corner. Intishar al-fahsha. There will be uncontrollable spread of fahsha, immorality, of different grades, of different size, of different nature. Al-haya is a concept in hadith, shyness. Then people will turn that shyness to shamelessness without giving any damn. Including, just go back 50 years ago. 50 is far. 50 is far because 50 years ago I did not get married. As at the time I got married, you will not see any lady, even when you are doing things in the public, to remove her hair. She might not even understand nitty-gritty of religion, but it has become part and parcel of our religion, part and parcel of our tradition. Today, gone. Prophet made mention, there shall come a time, at that material time, get closer to Allah, safeguard your soul, protect the souls of people under you and people around you. From my ummah, there will be a good number, uncountable number of ladies out there, Kasiyat, Ariyat. They will be dressed to themselves, well dressed, but to the dictate of Islam, half naked. They are naked. You don't need anybody to do the tafsir of that to you today. Very, very disturbing part is that some of our brothers will not go for those who appear in their hijab for marriage. So no, I'm tired of being an SU. You need to at least spice it up a bit. You need to move with what is involved. This and that. Allahu Akbar Kabir. Kasiyat Ariyat. They are dressed for naked. Ma'ilat. They serve as distractors to others. Mumilat. They are the agents used by Shaitan. La yadkhuluna al-jannah. Nothing will make them to enter al-jannah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. When you have a Maryam, a Fatima, a Balkis, Khadija, Zainab, Ummu, Kaza, all this, but Prophet said they will not get to al-jannah. Don't you know that there's a problem? Why? Prophet said, getting to al-jannah is as if you are even praising them. La yajidina rihaha. Even to smell the fragrance of al-jannah, meaning they will not get closer to the gate of al-jannah. May Allah not make all of us from among them. But this, don't forget, وَمَا يَنْتِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ. Prophet doesn't say something except that which Allah commands him to say. They will not even swear. Now look at it today. It is so painful, so heartbreaking that some, they are the architects of all these problems. We used to know of things from afar. TikTok as an example, Facebook as an example, Instagram, X, whatever you call it, people will come without any act of shyness. Now, somebody, just look at, even during the last Zanga, somebody came out and put a placard. I am 37 years old, but because of bad governance, I have not found a husband. Something is wrong. I am 37 years old, but because of bad governance, I have not found a husband. If you sit that lady down, let her give you reason why genuinely. So no, men do come, but none of them has a C-class Mercedes. Is it the president that will give you a C-class Mercedes before you? None of them is this, none of them is that. And many atrocities. This fahsha, you hear things that ordinarily one shouldn't hear. Now go to radio station, TV station, all they discuss, public discourse today centers on DNA. 15 years ago, that wasn't the prevalent topic. You go to Hausa section, Yoruba section, Igbo, Burabura, this and that, they talk of DNA. What got wrong? Alamat Sa'at Sugra. Get set. It will be at any time. It could be at any time. That is why we are talking of DNA. What of a biological father defiling his own daughter, not in Port Harcourt, Birabbil Kaaba, among Muslim Ummah, Ku anfusakum wa ahlikum naro. Ku anfusakum wa ahlikum naro. Is it because of Allah? No, because of shaitan, because of dunya. Part of it, Allahu Akbar Kabiro. The Prophet warned all of us ahead that once they appear, then get set. It's what we call kathratul qatl wa safkud dima. Senseless killings will prevail. Killings here, killings there. Just when you go home after Salat al-Jum'ah, go and host CNN. After CNN, Al Jazeera, come back to home. You listen to news or you watch for 15 minutes. If you hear anything good, wallahi, is less than 5%. They have shot somebody down somewhere. A so number gone down somewhere. Assassination somewhere. Banditry somewhere. Boko Haram somewhere. This and that. Prophet said, this senseless killing will continue until my ummah, it will happen among them that even the killer will not have reason for killing. He will not know why he killed that person. And the one being killed will not have any reason. When on the day of Qiyamah, وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنْبٍ قُتِلَتْ. Not only children, there are people whom Allah will bring forth on the day of Qiyamah. A killer and the killed. Why did you kill him? He doesn't have any answer. Okay, you, why were you killed? He doesn't have any answer. We have gotten to that stage. We have gotten to that stage. Now it is not from an enemy against an enemy. From among blood brothers. Blood brothers. A brother who plots against his own elder brother because he has given him enough money, but to him he has not done anything. Alamatu Sa'a. Qiyamah is by the corner. These are signs. Prophet made mention further that Safku Dima, from there it will get to what we call Uqukul Walidain wa Tafku wa Tafaku al-Usaf. Many children will become rebellious against their parents. The same father that paid this, did that, did this, that, did this, that, did this, that, don't be silly. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The father will look unto his, a child will look unto his father and said, I regret you, having you as my father. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Wallahi al-adu, we have got there. May Allah protect all of us. By father, a child will look at his mom and say, Mom, you are the worst of moms ever in this dunya. Because of what? Because of money, because of cars. And not only that, in the hadith, it will get to a stage that a man will prefer to listen to his own wife, not to listen to his mother. And the mother is not asking for anything. She is talking to him about the sayings, rules of Allah. But no, Mama, that's your own time. Oh. And likewise, Allahu Akbar Kabira. There will be this too much of zina coming from these broken homes. How many nikah? After nikah in this masjid, go to An-Nur nikah masjid, this and that, go and see imams of masajid, imams of Jummah mosque. The prevalent cases you try to sort out is divorce. And when everybody brings the case, the woman has said her home, the man has said his home, bring them together, they are not worthy for divorce. But because the home is already broken, because of the prevalence al-fahsha in social media for men, al-fahsha in social media for women. As a result of that, no, whatever a man does to keep the family, to do everything, the woman is not appreciative of that because she has been more than exposed to so many things through social media. And the man too, in his own way. These are part of signs of end time. Then that will not lead to broken homes. Not only broken homes, even family ties. Some are running away from their families. Some because of little things you send to them. Say anytime I see social events, block the number. This one block. That one block. How many are you going to block? These are part. Ar-Rahim. This Silatul Rahim is one of the things that will make you to be in Al-Jannah. May Allah make it easier for all of us. Going forward, then it's issue of al-riba. Intisharu riba wa tafakul al-iktisadi bayna al-fuqara wal aghniya. Riba will be prevalent. Every now and then, whatsoever you do a transaction worldwide today, riba. Usually, and Allah said that every single one of us reads in the Quran, فَأْذَنُوا بِحَرْبٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. Ready for war with Allah. If the entire dunya come together, can we stand Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Kalla wallah. Kalla wallah. Even the sound of thunder alone can make everybody to die. which of course is going to make everybody to die. When Prophet says one blow, Allah will command those Israfil, to every living thing, human being, animals will die, must die at a particular time. How do we fight Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then, what gap between the rich and the poor? How many rich people pay zakat today? How many rich people give to those who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded them to give? No, that dichotomy between the rich and poor will continue. As a result of that, Prophet says part of the signs of end time. People look at what they are making money, alhamdulillah. Let's say akwai kasuwa. What of these? Right of Allah. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفات قلوبهم. Allah made mention in Surah At-Tawbah. People will over just flog that page and continue. You know, continue then Tasha wahala taimako. Wallahi, if to say all these zanga within every rich person in every community gives out, people don't even need to wait for government. Even though Allah has the government and Allah has the leg. But at least let us do from Islamic point of view. Some they don't give at all. They don't give at all. I remember an elderly man, may Allah continue to keep him upon righteousness. Wallahi al-Azim, he called me just about a few months ago and he said, one of his friends, they are the movers and shakers of this country. Said, how can I help them calculate from year so? It's a year so. You didn't pay Bashiba Abokin Shini, okay? At least that Abokin is a Muslim. Between so year to so year, now we'll now look at it. Is it the current rate or the rate at that time? Allahu Akbar Kabir. At least somebody has in mind and then fear of Allah and ask questions. If you are one among those who have been found wanting, guilty of zakat not paid, wallahi lazim Allah will call on the day of Qiyamah. It's part of the alamat sa'ah. People will run away. Inshallah Kareem, trustworthiness will disappear. Amana will disappear. Between husband and wife, between a man and a woman, between father and son, between mother and daughter, this and that, among the ummah. The trust and trustworthiness will disappear. Prophet said it shall get to a time that people will now talk that I used to know of one Alhaji somewhere. He used to be very, very upright and very trustworthy. May Allah make you and I from among those who will be referred to, inshallah, that material time. But we have got to there. We are there. How many two business partners? This one will send this one to go and assassinate another one. Send somebody to collect the same money they trade with. The same money they trade with. The leaders, they collect and see. Somebody is not paying his own staff, especially domestic staff. His trustworthiness is gone. People are so greedy to the extent that if they can get even from the one of gate men, they can collect it with their own. Min alamat as-sa'a. Because of time, we'll stop here. Lastly, time. Allahu Akbar Kabiro. Mashul al-Zaman. Murur al-Zaman. The time will be faster than before. Up to the extent that you see 1 year like 1 month. Allahu Akbar. Everybody is nodding because Dama Sadaqa Rasul al-Azim. Al-Amin. Prophet will not tell lies. 1 year will not be like 1 month. You did something, say, what was the day? I think it's about 3 months ago. When you check everything, what today is? We are in 10 today or 9. Yes, here, August. Allahu Akbar. Allah jikam malam. That means exactly 1 year, 1 month ago. And you are thinking of 3 months. 1 year will be like 1 month. 1 month will be like 1 week. 1 week will be like 1 day. 1 day will be like 1 hour. 1 hour will be like 1 minute. We have reached there. What is expected of you and I? Tubu ila Allahi tawbatan nasuha. Correct. Where you are found wanting, I do not need to tell you. You yourself, you know. I myself, I know where I'm found wanting. Then correct that. Correct that. If you have broken the tie between you and your family, go and stitch it together, bring it together. With that, you get al-Jannah. Without that, you get punished before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But those who will tell zakat, go and be paying. Allahu Akbar Kabira. But those who run away from the knowledge of Islam, get yourself closer. Majority of the Sahaba of Prophet Sallam, the Kibar Sahaba, they embraced Islam at their old age. They were more than 40, some of them below 40, some of them more. Yet they took time to study Islam. Somebody now is 60, 70. If you still need money, you are still looking for more money. Then you need to look for money, but less of money, more of time to create for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Al-Qiyamah is by the corner. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial to my bani. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all our shortcomings. All that has happened, we have seen already. May Allah protect our lives, protect our imams against those evils plotted by shaitan, so that we'll be on the same page with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Barakallahu wa lakum fi Qur'an azim wa nafa'ana wa iyyakum fi al-ayati wa dhikr al-hakim. Aqulu ma tasma'un sawaban fa min Allah. Wa in khata fa min nafsi wa shaytan wa astaghfirullah li wa lakum wa li sa'iril muslimina min kulli dhanbin wa khati'a innahu huwal ghafurur rahim. الحمد لله رب الأرباب ومسبب الأسباب وخالق خلقه من تراب قابل التوب غافر الذنب شديد العقاب بالقول لا إله إلا هو إليه المصير. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له واحد لا من قلة ومعبود لا من علة أول قديم بلا ابتداء وآخر قيوم بلا انتهاء وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله معلم الأنام بوحي المنان صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله الأخيار وأصحابه الأبرار وكل من سار على نهجه إلى يوم تبلى فيه الأسرار. معاشر المسلمين، إنها الدنيا دار الفناء. يوما أنت اليوم موجود وأنا موجود، غدا قد لا تكون حيا وقد لا أكون حيا، قد لا يكون غدا الذي يأتي بعد اليوم، لكن بعد غد غدا. الله أكبر كبيرا. استعدوا لهذا السفر، هذا السفر اللامعهود. إذا سافرت انتقلت من الدنيا إلى الآخرة لا رجوع لك ولا رجوع لي. وهذا قد حدثنا الله سبحانه وتعالى جل الباقي قال فقد جاء أشراطها، أشراط الزمان، آخر الزمان نحن نعيشها اليوم. وقد حدثنا وحذرنا النبي المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم حول وقوع هذه المحادث والحوادث حتى نكون على حذر من أن نتقي الله سبحانه وتعالى. لا بد أن نجتنب تلكم الحوادث ونعرف ما بأمامنا من المعونة قبل يوم التلاقي. الله أكبر كبيرا. قبل يوم التلاقي يوم هم بارزون. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا أنت. ذلك اليوم ما هم عنها بغائبين. لا هناك غياب لا منك ولا مني، لا أحد يجيب، كل واحد منا يكون أمام ربه جل سبحانه وتعالى. قبل ذلك اليوم هناك حوادث من انتشار الجهل، منها عدم العلم الديني، منها انتشار الفحشاء والمنكرات، منها انتشار الربا بين الأمة، منها نقد وضياع الأمانة بين الأمة، منها حقوق الوالدين وسفك الدماء، كثرة القتل وهلم جرى. إن دل هذا على شيء فإنما يدل على أنني وأنكم مطالبون بأن نبتعد كل الابتعاد عن الجرائم، عن الفواحش، عن الظواهر منها والبواطن، ونكون في ضمن صف نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم بالتوبة النصوحة، بالأعمال الصالحة، بتقوى الله، ثم نعيد فيما بين أنفسنا معاملة طيبة حسنة على منوال ما جاء به نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. عباد الله، إن الله أمركم أمرا بدأ فيه بنفسه وثنى بملائكته وحملة عرشه وسلك بكم من انسكم وجنكم وقال وزن قائل ان الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وسلم. عباد الله، ان الله يامر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر كيد أعداء الدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم جل الأمن والأمان في نيجيريا واجعلها بلدا آمنا مطمئنا رخاء سخاء وسائر بلاد المسلمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارزقنا حياة طيبة مباركة وارزقنا مماتا طيبة مباركة والحقنا مع الصالحين يوم الحساب وادخلنا جنة الفردوس من الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. قوموا إلى صلاتكم رحمكم الله.